So this is something that is extremely important that I wanted to talk about. And so when Andrew Brown's family requested body camera footage, the sheriff, basically the sheriff said that they could only release it to the family. And so the family went down there and said, "Hey, where's the body camera footage?" And then, Wooten, Tommy Wooten, and his posse, his gang, if you will, were like, "What? Family footage? Bro, what are you talking about?" So they basically just declined to show them the footage. And I wanted to read this article from CNN. And if this article is not good, I will fill in any extrapolating details. The family of Andrew Brown Jr. said they met with the sheriff of Elizabeth City, North Carolina on Friday, but were not shown the body camera footage of his death that many in the community have demanded. Brown, who was black, was shot and killed Wednesday morning by Elizabeth City deputies. Now, I want to be, it's Pasquotank County, technically, but in Elizabeth City, when they attempted to serve him with an arrest warrant, the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Office said. The shooting occurred as protests are held across the nation over the deaths of black people at the hands of law enforcement officers. Protesters have gathered in Elizabeth City as well, asking for the body camera footage and answers to what happened in Brown's death. Now, I want to remind everyone again that this shooting happened in a school zone. I want to remind everyone again that bullets entered people's houses that were not Andrew's car. I want to remind everyone again that they had a whole squad, a whole militia. Again, 7 deputies are on administrative leave. They got a paid vacation for assassinating someone down my street. This happened 5 minutes from my house. 7 deputies got paid vacation for assassinating someone that lives in my neighborhood. And I want that to be very clear that I consider that unacceptable. And then again, they say, "Oh, but the family can come by and get the footage." And then, oops, sorry, did we say that the family could get the footage? What we meant by that is we don't care. Officials have said that the law prevents them from publicly releasing the footage without a court order. You know what else the law prevents you from doing? Shooting in a school zone. You know what else the law prevents you from doing? Killing people. You know what else the law prevents you from doing? Shooting at someone's house. That's also things that the law prevents you from doing. But again, if you want to say the law all of a sudden is the most important thing in the world when it comes to copying and pasting a video file, all of a sudden, right? The law. Oh, the rules, right? When it comes to rolling up into my neighborhood and gunning fucking people down in the street in front of children in front of a school zone, right? All of a sudden, the law, who cares? The law to the schmall, right? So go fuck yourself with that law and order bullshit. But when Brown's family met with Sheriff Tommy Wooten, they thought the footage would be shown to them, the family told CNN's Diane Gallagher. Wooten told them that he would not show them the video until the investigation is completed. That means we still haven't figured out how we're going to spin this, and the video is really fucking bad, so we can't show it to you yet. Wooten told CNN on Friday that the district attorney will not release the video so that it doesn't hinder the investigation. If releasing the video publicly hinders the investigation, I've got news for you. They're not investigating the details. They're investigating a way to create a lie. They're trying to edit the video. I wouldn't be surprised if they just mysteriously disappeared the video. I would not be shocked in any capacity if the video just got deleted somehow. So I'm just throwing that out there. This is a huge motherfucking problem, and so we're going to be out there in the streets every single night until this shit is solved. So I'm just throwing that out there. What they were told, Brown's aunt Betty Banks said, was that the authorities did not find any drugs or weapons in Brown's car or in his house. So again, they were serving an arrest warrant for drug charges, which, by the way, what? That's like an arrest warrant for eating a donut. Like, think about this. Imagine getting arrested for drinking coffee. What? Imagine, 7 cops, shooting at your house in front of your children because you had a cup of coffee in front of them. What? The fuck are you on, bro? What are these drug laws? Because clearly you are on something. If you're talking about law and order, you're talking about drug laws, and you are on fucking something. You are violating those laws because you are not a clear, rational adult. You are not a fucking person with thinking skills. Seriously, it's ridiculous. But again, lo and behold, no drugs, no guns. And even if the guy had drugs and guns, who cares? North Carolina is a state that lets you have guns, right? There is a Second Amendment, right? And drugs are cool. Drugs are for cool people, right? Seriously, the idea that you can get fucking jail time for smoking weed when it's illegal in half the goddamn country in the state, shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Go to goddamn hell. But these motherfuckers are getting paid vacation for this. They assassinated someone down the motherfucking street from this show. This show is happening down the motherfucking street from where police assassinated this person over drugs. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Anyway, Wooten confirmed to CNN that he spoke to the family, but would not divulge the contents of the conversation. Isn't it interesting that Wooten loves talking to the press? He loves talking to CNN. He loves talking to Wavy. He loves talking to Facebook, but he won't talk to the protesters. He won't talk to the citizens of the city that he's supposed to represent, the citizens that elected him to the position that he holds right now. Now, I want to remind everyone that Sheriff Tommy Wooten, last year, when we had a demonstration over the killing of George Floyd last year, Sheriff Tommy Wooten came to that. He got on a big soapbox and said, this will never happen in Elizabeth City. We love you. We are close to you. The cops and the community go hand in hand. We're great. We're good friends. We all know each other, right? He was down to go to the protest or the demonstration. I wouldn't even consider it was just a demonstration, right? He was all up in that shit for the PR. He was all up in that shit so he can get some videos to post on Facebook and Twitter. Now, all of a sudden, that yes, it did happen in Elizabeth City, he's afraid to leave the house. He's afraid to go leave his office, right? All of a sudden, his legs don't work anymore. He can't move. He can only speak to a camera. Isn't that interesting? It's almost like this motherfucker doesn't actually think what they're saying. It's almost like this motherfucker only says what's convenient and doesn't give a fuck about anyone involved. He's giving people paid vacation. They're getting paid vacation for assassinating one of my neighbors. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. 7 deputies have been placed on administrative leave, 2 have resigned, and 1 has retired in the aftermath of the shooting. Not all deputies who have been placed on administrative leave discharged their firearms or were all part of the warrant operation. If you were there, you are complicit. The judge that signed the order is complicit. The sheriff is complicit. Anyone who hired these deputies is complicit. The people who gave them the guns are complicit. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit, right? So again, law and order for me, but not for thee. I can go into your neighborhood and kill your family members. That's fine, but all of a sudden, when you demand to see the video footage, bro, law and order. Don't you know about law and order? Yeah, sure, we just assassinated your neighbor. We just assassinated your brother or your father. But have you heard about this thing called law and order? We can't give you that video file. We can't copy and paste a video file on a computer. Can't do it. Law and order, bro. It's ridiculous. These people are fucking criminals. Anything less than them being marched out in handcuffs is a crime against humanity.